Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into something that sounds like it belongs way back in a dusty history book. The notarial protest.
Quill pens, ancient ledgers, that sort of thing.
Exactly. But here's the shocker. This old legal tool,
Ah.
it's surprisingly potent today, even for things like, believe it or not, your property
Uh,
taxes.
It really is fascinating how these old concepts still have teeth.
So our mission in this deep dive is to figure out what a notarial protest actually is, its history, and importantly, where it's popping up in our modern world.
Well, at its core, a notarial protest is a formal declaration. It's made by a notary public.
Okay.
And it certifies that some kind of negotiable instrument, think a check, maybe a promissory note, has been dishonored.
Dishonored meaning not paid.
Not pay or not accepted when it was supposed to be. And this isn't just a casual note. It's got deep legal roots. We're talking legal treatises from the 1800s.
Wow, so this isn't some obscure little rule. It's backed by actual court decisions.
Yeah.
Is there a key case that shows its official weight?
Absolutely. There's precedent. A good example is Kip v. People's Bank and Trust Com back in 1933. That case really established it as an official public act.
An official public act. Okay.
Yeah, so when a notary issues this protest, they log it in a special book, their register, and issue a certificate with their seal.
And that certificate is key.
It's crucial. It serves as prima facie evidence that the dishonor happened. Basically, the court takes it as true on its face unless someone can prove otherwise.
Right, so it carries real weight immediately.
Exactly.
Okay.
Significant legal weight.
Okay, so for it to be that powerful, I imagine it has to be done just right. What are the essential parts?
Yeah.
What makes it valid?
You're spot on. It needs specific components laid out in those historical manuals. First, a clear title, like Protest for Non-Payment, identifying what's being protested.
Makes sense.
Then, you need the names and roles of everyone involved, clear identification.
Okay.
And critically, the notary's formal statement, their declaration, plus their official seal, their signature, and as I mentioned, that entry into their register.
It's a precise formula then.
Very precise. That's what gives it its legal standing.
All right, now here's where my mind starts racing. How does an old world tool like this jump into, say, blockchain and crypto? That seems like a massive leap.
It does, doesn't it? But the principle holds. While it started with paper, the concept is being adapted. We're seeing it applied to tokenized negotiable instruments.
Tokenized instruments, like digital versions of notes or bonds.
Exactly. Under the Uniform Commercial Code, things like defaults in digital promissory notes or even non-performance in some crypto transactions could potentially involve a notarial protest.
That is genuinely fascinating. From quill pens to crypto.
It shows the flexibility of the underlying legal principle.
And it gets even more grounded, affecting things that could land in your mailbox. Let's talk property taxes. You mentioned a specific case.
Yes, the Common Earth Network Trust. It's a really interesting example. They used a notarial protest to challenge a notice of determination on their property tax.
After getting their evaluation notice for 2025.
That's right. And their argument was fascinating.
What was the core of it?
They argued there was a lack of comparable properties comps to justify the county raising their valuation.
So using this formal protest to challenge the basis of the assessment.
Precisely. It highlights how these traditional notarial functions can push back against modern administrative notices, especially ones that, maybe surprisingly, lack their own sworn statements or seals.
So they're demanding a similar level of formal proof from the administration.
In a way, yes. It's about requiring accountability and adherence to formal evidence standards.
Okay, so this wasn't just a complaint letter. It sounds like a careful legal maneuver. How did they structure it to make it work?
It was very structured. First, the trustee responded to the initial evaluation notice. Then, they filed the formal notarial protest. They even cited the specific Colorado statute, CRS, Section 39-81061A.
And they included evidence.
Yes, a sworn affidavit from the trustee was key. It detailed the grounds, things like procedural problems with the assessor's notices, but crucially, that lack of sworn comparables.
The lack of sworn comparables.
And they also pointed out the absence of notarial seal on the county's documents, sort of turning the tables on formality.
And wasn't there a detail about the notary needing to be impartial?
Absolutely critical. The trustee, Richard James Wyman, was also a notary.
A potential conflict of interest.
Exactly. So to ensure the protest was valid and impartial, he had another notary, Timothy Cadmar Williams Bay, notarize the protest and the affidavit. That avoided the conflict.
Smart. Following the rules precisely. And the outcome. Did it work?
It did, a successful resolution. The county assessor's office actually agreed stipulated to the trust's requested valuation.
Wow. What was the reduction?
They lowered it from the county's proposed $303,682 down to $268,786, a significant adjustment.
That really shows the practical power, doesn't it? So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you, our listener?
I think it shows that sometimes these seemingly obscure historical legal tools can be incredibly powerful. They can help navigate really complex modern issues, whether it's property taxes or even challenges in new tech landscapes.
So it's not just trivia. It's about creative application, knowing the rules, and maybe knowing your rights in ways you hadn't considered.
Definitely. It's about applying established principles in new contexts.
Which really makes you wonder, what other traditional tools or concepts might just be sitting there, waiting to be rediscovered and used in really effective ways in our digital, often administrative world? Something to think about.